Hello and welcome to this feature of Thompson Today. I'm Alex Lafleur and my guest today is Josephine Palumbo, Deputy Commissioner of the Deceptive Marketing Practices Directorate. Welcome, Ms. Palumbo.
I'm happy to be here, Alex. It's always a pleasure to join Arctic Radio, so I'm really pleased to be here.
As I understand it, the Competition Bureau has issued a consumer alert about promotional contests. What exactly are you warning Canadians about?
Yes, well, we know that a wide variety of promotional contests are held in businesses across Canada, and these can range from in-store enter-to-win draws to social media giveaways. And while these contests offer opportunities for consumers to win prizes, concerns have been raised about whether contest practices consistently comply with the Competition Act, which is the law that we enforce. And for this reason, Alex, the Bureau published a consumer alert designed to help Canadians recognize potential issues and problematic practices with promotional contests. I would like to say that it really provides consumers with clear guidelines to assess contest legitimacy. It provides Canadians with practical tips to help them identify issues with contests and recognize when practices do not meet regulatory standards. And also it empowers Canadians to report deceptive or unfair contests to the Bureau. And I want to emphasize here, Alex, that deceptive promotional contests can seriously harm consumers by really giving them a false expectation or hiding important terms and conditions. And they can also undermine fair competition in this country and in the marketplace by disadvantaging honest businesses. So by addressing deceptive contests, the Bureau really helps Canadians with the deceptive marketing practice and builds trust in the digital marketplace.
And I'm wondering, what kinds of deceptive tactics are you seeing when it comes to promotional contests?
Well, we know that companies, they like to offer these promotional contests as a way to attract customers, to increase brand awareness, and to encourage sales of their products and services. And from a marketing perspective, contests create this excitement and this engagement with the public, helping businesses stand out in a competitive marketplace. But as a law enforcement agency, the Bureau oversees these activities, and we want to ensure that they comply with the law. And our law contains specific provisions dealing with advertising and promotional contests. So, for example, the law requires that any promotional contest should clearly disclose important information, such as the number and the approximate value of prizes, the odds of winning, and any other pertinent facts that might affect the person's chances of winning. This ensures, we believe, that Canadians are not misled by false or deceptive contest promotions and that companies run their contests in a fair and in a transparent manner.
Are these misleading contests mostly happening online and on social media, or are they showing up elsewhere too?
That's a good question. Misleading promotional contests occur in the marketplace, and we are aware that some businesses use these tactics to attract consumers, yes, online, but also in stores, via mail, via email. So, in fact, the Competition Bureau has observed an increase in complaints related to promotional contests in the recent years. And just to give you some stats, the Bureau has received more than 100 complaints related to this deceptive practice just last year. So this trend highlights the importance of our ongoing efforts to monitor, to enforce, and to educate businesses, influencers, and consumers about deceptive marketing practices, including misleading sales claims and contest promotion.
What are some red flags Canadians should look out for before entering a contest?
Absolutely. If a consumer is participating in a contest, they should watch out for, firstly, I would say, the number and value of prizes. Like, businesses should clearly state how many prizes are available and their approximate market value. If the exact value isn't known, they should provide examples or a reasonable value range. Secondly, I would say regional prize allocation. Some contests award prizes separately by provinces or by region. If that's the case, especially in a nationally advertised contest, the business should make this very, very clear. Thirdly, I would say any purchase requirements. If you're entering the contest and it requires you to buy a product or service, this should be prominently disclosed so consumers understand the conditions up front and not after the consumer has considered and taken time to consider this contest. Fourthly, I would say how winners are selected is also important. The contest rules should explain whether winners are chosen randomly or through a legitimate skills-based method. And finally, I would say When you're looking at easy access to contest rules, all the essential contest information should really be easily accessible and available. You shouldn't have to visit a store or make a purchase or modify a product or hand over personal information just to find out how the contest works. So these are some of the red flags I would highlight.
What information should always be clearly outlined in a legitimate promotional contest? Do they have any?
Yeah, absolutely. That's another very good question. There's specific legal requirements that businesses should follow when running these promotional contests in Canada. For example, again, number one, I would say clear disclosure. Businesses should disclose all information that could affect a participant's chances of winning or the value of the prizes. This includes the number and approximate value of the prizes, any regional allocations, as I've mentioned, odds of winning, and any important facts or restrictions. Second thing I would say for businesses, no deception. All advertisements and contest information should be truthful and not deceptive. Businesses should never exaggerate the odds of winning or the value of the prizes. Also, I would say in terms of written contest rules, the contests must be written with clear rules that are available to participants, which online outlines very clearly how their selected winners are going to be selected, the prizes, how they're going to be distributing these prizes, deadlines, eligibility criteria. And finally, compliance with additional laws is very important. So contests must always comply with other applicable federal, provincial, or territorial laws, including privacy and anti-spam legislation. It's important to remember here, Alex, that failing to comply with the Competition Act can result in enforcement action by the Bureau, including civil legal proceedings with liability for significant monetary penalties and legal proceedings against the company.
And in terms of support, if someone feels like they've been misled by a contest, what should they do next?
They should report to the Competition Bureau. We strongly encourage anyone who believes they've encountered a misleading promotional contest or sales claim to submit a complaint using our online complaint form. We believe that input from Canadian consumers and businesses helps us to ensure this fair and transparent marketplace for everyone. We encourage Canadians to inform us. I always like to say knowledge is your best power. So consult our many resources on the Competition Bureau website to help protect you from falling victim to false or misleading claims about a contest, lottery, or game.
How can Canadians report suspicious or potentially deceptive contest offers, not just for information, but if they see something they don't like?
I would say visit our website, use the online complaint form. If you encounter anything that you believe is offside the law, you can report it directly to us. Your input was going to help law enforcement investigate these cases and ensures Canadian contests remain fair and transparent at all times. So it's really, really important that people report. And the information, the overwhelming amount of information that is available on our website also is informative. So even if a consumer is thinking about entering a contest, you may want to visit our site just to be better educated on the law and the rules that businesses must follow.
Thank you for the clarification. And I know this one is a big one, but what responsibilities do businesses and even influencers have when promoting contests to the public?
So let me say here that both businesses and influencers are absolutely equally prohibited from making false or misleading claims about contests, products, or services. All promotional content should be truthful and not misleading. And under the Competition Act, influencers should clearly disclose any paid relationships or benefits received for promoting a product or service or contest on social media. This includes working with brands. So, for example, receiving free products or any form of compensation needs to be disclosed. Disclosures such as hashtag ad or hashtag sponsored should be easily available and to see and understand so consumers know when a post is an advertisement or a paid partnership. Again, for guidance, I would say, Alex, best practice, I invite you to look at our website. We have an influencer marketing page dedicated to this very topic.
And is there anything else you'd like the people of Thompson to know before I let you go?
Well, let me close by just saying that we know that in Canada, promotional contests are a common and fun way for Canadians to win prizes. But as I've mentioned, Alex, all contests should follow strict rules to ensure they comply with the law. Truth in advertising is very, very important and is at the core of the work we do. Consumers should be cautious of contests that lack transparency and that require unnecessary steps to access contest details. So if you have encountered a contest that just doesn't seem right, appears to you to be offside, deceptive, we want to hear from you. So please report it to the Competition Bureau. As a law enforcement agency, we want to ensure that promotional contests are fair to everyone and that businesses are honest and follow the Canadian advertising laws.
Josephine, thank you for taking the time to share your expertise on promotional contests and its potential deceptive marketing practices. For 102.9 CHTM, I'm Alex Lafleur, and this was Thompson Today.